What if I told you that one of history's greatest military commanders once marched elephants through the Alps just to get revenge on Rome? No, this isn't the plot of a bizarre action movie. This is the absolutely wild, true story of Hannibal Barca, the guy who said, "I'll find a way or make one," and meant it. The beef with Rome. Let's rewind. The year is 218 BCE. Rome and Carthage are basically the ancient world's superpower rivals. Think Cold War, but with togas and way more stabbing. The First Punic War had ended with Carthage losing Sicily and paying a massive war debt. But the real problem? Rome then swooped in and stole Sardinia and Corsica while Carthage was dealing with a mercenary rebellion. Talk about kicking someone when they're down. Meanwhile, in Spain, Hannibal's watching his father Hamilcar and then his brother-in-law Hasdrubal build Carthaginian power. When Hasdrubal is assassinated, 26-year-old Hannibal steps up to command. But what turns this talented young general into Rome's worst nightmare? 2 words: Saguntum drama. Saguntum was a city in Spain allied with Rome, but in territory Carthage considered theirs. When conflict erupted, Rome warned Hannibal to back off. Hannibal's response? He laid siege to the city for 8 months until it fell. Rome was furious and demanded Carthage hand over Hannibal. Carthage's response was basically, "New phone, who dis?" And just like that, bam, Second Punic War has entered the chat. But Hannibal wasn't about to wait for Rome to attack. Oh no, he had a plan so audacious it would make modern generals sweat. The impossible plan. Most generals would take ships to attack Italy. Not Hannibal. Ships could be intercepted. Instead, he decides to do the unthinkable. March overland from Spain, through Gaul, modern France, and across the supposedly impassable Alps. With what army, you ask? Oh, just 50,000 infantry, 9,000 cavalry, and 37 war elephants. That's right, elephants. Through the Alps, in autumn. This guy didn't just think outside the box, he set the box on fire and danced around it. But gathering this multinational force was just the beginning of what would become one of history's most epic journeys. The journey begins in the spring, 218 BCE. Hannibal sets out from New Carthage, modern-day Cartagena, Spain. His army marches northeast, crossing the Ebro and Pyrenees, fighting hostile tribes along the way. By the time they reach the Rhone River in southern Gaul, they've already lost thousands of men. And what's waiting? A Roman army under Publius Cornelius Scipio. Hannibal pulled a classic military ghost move. He sent a small force to make a visible river crossing where the Romans were watching while secretly moving his main army upstream to cross unopposed. By the time Scipio figured out what happened, Hannibal was already marching toward the Alps and Scipio could only send troops to Italy to prepare for the invasion. But even Hannibal might have underestimated what came next. The Alps weren't just a mountain range, they were nature's ultimate keep-out sign. October 218 BCE, Hannibal reaches the Alps. The timing couldn't be worse. Early snow, narrow paths, freezing temperatures, and local tribes who decided that now was a great time to attack a foreign army by rolling boulders down on them. Picture this. You're trying to lead an elephant across an icy mountain path barely wide enough for it while dodging rocks thrown by hostile locals, and your soldiers are literally freezing to death. Monday, am I right? Hannibal's solution for impassable sections? Heat and vinegar. His men would build massive fires against rocks, then pour vinegar on them, causing the heated rocks to crack and break apart. Ancient engineering at its most desperate. After 15 brutal days in the mountains, what emerged on the other side was barely recognizable as an army. When Hannibal finally descended into the Po Valley of northern Italy, his once mighty force had been decimated. Just 20,000 infantry remained, only 6,000 cavalry survived. And of those 37 war elephants, only 1 was still alive. But this wasn't defeat. This was exactly where Hannibal wanted to be, behind enemy lines in enemy territory with absolutely nothing to lose. The look on Rome's face? Priceless. They'd been preparing to fight in Spain or Africa, not in their own backyard. Hannibal would go on to win spectacular victories at Trebia, Lake Trasimene, and most devastatingly at Cannae, where he absolutely obliterated a Roman army twice his size. He would remain in Italy for 15 years, never losing a major battle, though never quite able to capture Rome itself. What Hannibal taught the world: sometimes the most impossible route is exactly the one your enemies won't defend against. Rome never imagined anyone would be crazy or brilliant enough to bring elephants through the Alps in autumn. Hannibal's crossing of the Alps wasn't just a military maneuver, it was a flex, a statement that said there are no obstacles too great for those with enough will and ingenuity. So next time you're facing your own personal Alps, just remember, if Hannibal could get elephants over mountains in the snow, you can probably handle that thing you've been putting off. If you enjoyed this slice of ancient military madness, smash that subscribe button for more historical insanity. And let me know in the comments, what impossible journey would you attempt with 37 war elephants? This is Columbian Dreams, reminding you that history isn't just dates and names, it's full of people doing absolutely bonkers things that somehow changed the world. See you soon with another video, whoever you are.